Hello everybody, good day to you all. Thank you for coming, thank you for visiting and watching Sunny Moon's videos. And these videos are for you and me to discover heaven. Like it says in Reverend Moon's first pledge, our family, the owner of Chanaguk, pledges to seek our original homeland. What is our original homeland? It's heaven. Okay? So this could be very, very important. That's the very first pledge, the very first sentence. So yesterday was video 32. This is video 33. It's where I am. It's Sunday, July 7th, 2019. And it's 10:55 in the morning. So this is going to be called Video 33, Heaven at 7%. Since we discovered yesterday, I think it was, or the day before. Yeah, so thank you so much for being here. And we are going to discover what is the next level. What is our new feature? The feature that love is encompassing our spirit and body together in oneness. What feature is that today? Every day there is a new one for us. And yeah. Oh, yesterday I got a note from YouTube about the music on yesterday's video. So I can't really play music unless it's, what do they call that? There's a whole YouTube channel, there are probably lots of them, of non-licensed music that anybody can use. So I'll get some of that on a device which I can play while I'm offline, because when I'm recording the videos, I'm offline. Yeah. And that way they don't stop suddenly. And I noticed also, it seems like the resolution has been fixed. There's no resolution problem. It used to be in the earlier videos, the resolution was horrible. I'm using the same camera, and I was uploading them directly onto Facebook. What was I using? I don't remember. It doesn't matter. So now, as you know, we use the Logitech Pro 920, I think it's called, webcam, and just we don't need the internet to make videos and photos like that. So we just complete the video and then connect to the internet and upload it to YouTube directly. And then put a link on Facebook so everybody can see my videos if they want to. So what's new and exciting? That sticks in my mind, that for it, the fact that Jesus said, go out and spread the good news, then there are many, many things that are good news. And it says to seek our original homeland. Pledge our family as the owner of Chanaguk. In other words, human beings own heaven. Chanaguk is a Korean word which means heaven. Guk is country, and Chanil is, I don't know. But the meaning is earth and the spirit world. It's the cosmos. I think Chanil means cosmos somehow. The cosmic country. In other words, but it means also heaven. So maybe Chan has the meaning of heaven in it. Yeah, because there's a lot of books named Chan something, Chan Sangyang, and buildings in in Korea, where the church built the palace, the Chunjangung. I think that's the name of the palace. Anyway, so I think Chan means heaven. So Chanilguk, Il is one. So it's the one heaven, one heavenly country. So that is, there are not 209 different Chanilguks. There's only one. And all people are the owners of it. We are born, God created His family to own, for each person to own Chanilguk. So we are seeking our original homeland as the owners of Chanilguk. We own heaven, but somehow we were separated from it. So if an individual can find heaven, then that means all mankind can find heaven. And Reverend Moon found heaven. He was born in he was able to sustain the knowledge of heaven. Even, and all babies are born expecting and designed to inhabit heaven 100%, and only heaven. And throughout history we're separated, since the fall of man, we're separated from heaven. So now we're going to seek heaven as the owners of heaven. So video 33 is progressing well here. That's great news. Yeah, and yesterday we were talking about how amazing is it. I won't be playing music in this video, by the way. Yeah. It's nice though, when the music is playing, sometimes it just kind of, I don't know, it's, music is powerful. Yeah, and in the church, I remember when we sang songs a lot. When I first joined the Unification Church, the tradition from Oni, that's who became Mrs. Durst, Oni Durst, and she was the person responsible for the Oakland family. Her faith and foundation and work brought the 12 core members of the, and there's a lot more than that, core members of the Oakland family, and then which turned into thousands and thousands of members of the Unification Church. And they called it the Creative Community Project. Mm-hmm. Yeah, great name, huh? Yeah, it got me there, that's for sure. Because I came out of my bank and I was looking at the pictures. There was an easel. I think Ron had an easel there, and it had pictures of the farm. And then he invited me to dinner. And he was just, he was an unusually kind person who made me feel, he was sincere. He was very sincere. He wasn't joking around. And but I felt cared for. I felt very cared for, and I had not felt that from someone before. I was 21, and yeah. And then, as time went on, as I went through the workshop, and the weekend, the evening lectures, evening dinner, and the introductory lecture from whoever gave it at that time. Later on, it was Dr. Durst, and yeah, I was there for 9 months before January 2nd, 1976, I took the bus to New York. So I was there for a year. But I was living outside and working outside, trying to finish my work. I was in the middle of a remodel, a kitchen remodel. And so, but eventually I finished that, but it took me most of a year. Did it? Anyway, it took a long time. It took months, yeah. And then I helped with maintenance, and I didn't really go witnessing because I didn't have any, I really, and to this day, nearly, don't have any faith that I can walk up to somebody and they're going to listen to me. That's kind of odd, huh? I don't know. Anyway, that's where I come from. I was the youngest in the family, and I never felt, there were no younger children that I would take care of and would look up to me. So I somehow didn't learn that people could look up to me. So anyway, so I didn't go witnessing. Or if I did, what did I? No, I don't think I ever did. Yeah. Anyway. So, yeah. So, yeah. So we got onto that by I was talking about when I first met Ron Prost. I think it's Prost. I'll have to look it up. Good news. So this is the great news. Heaven, can we imagine when we understand that we are actually walking into heaven and feel only the feelings of heaven? Who would not answer? I mean, of course, there will be people, but if we can imagine expanding to another level, what happened in 1975, that I'm familiar with, and of course from 1954, when Reverend Moon started the Unification Church, many people came to him, and they were. It was a remarkable and very, very different church. They called it the Crying Church, and it was a church that was accused of sexual deviation. In other words, that they were all having sex orgies all night. And of course, that was never true. But that's what happens when good people. Thomas Williams explains when good people start working to increase their realm of goodness, then they are attacked. I mean, Reverend Moon was put in prison in the United States for 13 months. I mean, I don't know what the sentence was, and it was for tax evasion. And his tax people were Price Waterhouse. So we know now, and I've heard very recently, I think in the last week, that these companies are hugely mafiosa. Okay? These companies are evil Satanists. Alright? So he was framed, and of course there's a whole story behind it. But when he was in prison, he made an incredible foundation of people that said, you cannot just put Christian people in jail because they're becoming influential. It was over some tax thing he hadn't paid, $13,000 or whatever it was, $75,000 or something. It was absolutely ridiculous, and they proved afterwards that it was unfounded. But of course, the media can tell you whatever they want, and they are owned by the mafia. Okay, the Khazarian mafia owns the media. Not forever, and not 100%, but for anyone watching the newspapers, and so they can say, oh, well, this this person's very bad, and everybody swallows it. It's just sad. It's a huge scam. So, good people will only be attacked until heaven is here, and heaven is coming this year, so we can say goodbye to that old, dark, lying scenario. Okay, forever. That's such good news that we have only so many days, and this year is the last year of evil on earth. I truly believe that. Yeah. That's really good news. So we got to find out, wow, what's heaven like? What's my role? What is my role in heaven? And our role is to share God's love in a family. So it's to spend 24/7 loving our parents, loving God, when we recognize that God is the source of love that we enjoy, and the source of everything. which is only happy and more love, happiness and more love. And our parents, and then our brothers and sisters, and our friends, and other families, and our children, our spouse, and then our children, and to do that eternally. Okay? It is only the forces of darkness that cause divorce and so forth. It is only those forces. So we're at 7% today. Today we are 7% heaven. That's getting good. That means that 7% of the time you are 100% connected to God. You are one with God 7% of the time. You and me. Because you're here helping me. You're helping me along. Yes, you're holding my hand as we seek our original homeland. Yeah. So, let's just talk. This is better than music, actually. Some things, music is fantastic. And so, seeking our original homeland, what will the world of heaven look like? First of all, no family needs money. Mothers and fathers don't pay each other. They don't pay their children. Their children don't work and pay their parents back. Uncles, it's just ridiculous, the idea that we need money. So in heaven, one of the first things will be, no one needs money anymore. Okay? All people know how to take care of each other. We don't need governments. We don't need departments and agencies which rule families. Okay, if the family is, if our original homeland was caused by love and God, oh my God, my screen, my camera's still on. I think everything will be fine. Yes, I know from yesterday this happened, everything went dark, but everything stayed on. So it's still recording, I see now, 17 minutes and 7 seconds. So I will keep my little mouse handy and keep my slideshow going. That's one of the things that keeps the screen on, because I want to just be able to see my face, and if it goes off, I want to know that. So let me close that little thing, and then, oops, oh well. Okay, go to this. I'm just putting my slideshow back on. Yeah, there we go. And minimizing that. So, what will heaven look like? Oh yeah. And so we don't pay each other. So money will be gone. There's no need for money. And the idea that if our original homeland was caused by love, true love, God, families, and heaven, family and heaven, our family, everybody has a family, and heaven, where does the word government, where does the organization of government have anything to do with love, true love, and our original homeland? It doesn't. So, we are discovering we have been had. I just watched this movie called Uptown Saturday Night. And then that's a great movie. I just watched it a couple times. There's a couple of gun scenes where people are mowing down. It doesn't show people getting killed, though. And the first scene starts out with people talking about how grateful they are to be married and loving each other, and how the wife says, and the husband says, "Honey, you are my queen," and the wife says to the husband, "This is Uptown Saturday Night," and the wife says to the husband, "This is the first scene. If I had if I had to do it all over again, I would have done the exact same thing." And he just says something very, very, very loving to his wife. That's the way the movie starts. So then after that movie, I decided to try and watch another movie, and it was also with Bill Cosby and Sidney Poitier. And but I don't think it was produced by them. I think it was produced by Hollywood, and those two got a threat or something. He said, if you take care of this movie, we won't kill you. I really believe this, because it's just incredibly dark. That movie is just really bad. Anyway, so we have seek our original homeland. What is our original homeland? It's the land of God, land of love. Okay? Love, God, family, heaven. So what is our role inside our original homeland? Our role is to be born in a happy family. That's going to be a huge revolution in itself, for people to find themselves in a happy family. How is that? How can we accomplish that? When the money is no longer controlled, I started this. This was an idea pretty much that's solidified in video 1, pretty much. Or when I first had that dream at 5:45 a.m. on Christmas morning 2018, when I started writing that, and I don't remember every detail about that dream, but I know it was the trigger. It was the dream that said, okay, Sonny, this is it. What you've been expecting for 9 years on Christmas Day, this is Christmas Day, and now is that time. And so, and it said, yeah, it's a happy, it's the source of that, I believe, is from our original homeland. That good dreams that make us happy and confident, and inspirations and information that make us happy and confident, come from our original homeland. So, thank you for being here. Thank you so much for watching. We are traveling together into our original homeland. It's just a step away, as we were talking about. I was writing a comment. It's like the little elephant, it's trained when it grows up. It has a chain around its ankle, or it's chained with an ankle bracelet to a stake, let's say, and it can't get away. It can pull and pull and pull and pull and pull for days and days, and then so later on, when it's older, though, it just knows, oh, I can't get away, even though it could just, one swing of the leg and it would be free. So we are one step away. That was the point. That's what reminded me of that comment I made a few days ago about the little elephant. And it was on a video. Yeah, I forget what video it was, but anyway, I was just making that comment. That we have so much influence. We don't know our own influence, and we don't know our own abilities 100%. Maybe just an idea that we the next 93% of heaven, that we're until we have 100% of heaven, until we are absolutely one with God in the direct dominion. That in itself sounds like impossible, but it's not. It's not. That's why we are here. That's why Reverend Moon came. That's the whole point, is to seek our original homeland and find our original homeland. And then in the 8th pledge, which is the very last one, it says, having entered the completed Testament age. Okay, that's the age. It's not the realm. But we are in the completed Testament age. That means people who follow that means everyone. We're in the age that means mankind. There's no, this country or that people can have this or that. No. We're in the age of the completed testament. That means the completed testament is heaven. Yes. So that's good. And so let's spend today, where are we at? 24 minutes. Let's spend today imagining our role in heaven, which is we are happy children of our parents. Our parents are happy parents of us. And we have happy brothers and sisters, happy friends, happy families around us, and happy children, and then happy grandchildren, and so forth. And they all have that too. So how can that come about? When the money changes, when there's no more money, even if there is more money, maybe it will transition to everyone having a card where you can buy anything you need. That would be fine. But at that point, we say, well, we don't need a card. We just let the whole thing go and just give people what they need. So the creation of money is the plan. It was the creation of money in the first place was the plan to stop people from giving each other what they need. Okay? That is definitely the contrary realm. That has nothing to do with love and God and family and heaven. So now we know we don't need money. Okay? Yeah. And everything in the world that is, put up as if something more important than heaven, when heaven is kept secret, that in itself, the fact that we did not learn from day one and every day that love, true love, God, family, and heaven are our inheritance and our nature and the nature of our Creator and all humankind, all people, then that makes it very obvious what the contrary, that we were being hoodwinked by the contrary realm and the forces that made it. Okay? And, that started with Lucifer, and then Eve and Adam went along with it, and then with that dominion above, with a lineage beginning with Lucifer's selfish act of wanting to possess true love himself and not see someone else with it, then what else could we have inherited? Okay, because necessarily goodness needs to be good. People need to live for the sake of others, and Lucifer was not living for anyone's sake but his own, and that happened because we need to inherit free will and creatorship. That's it. We need to have free will and inherit creatorship, and we can only do that by making a choice. And that's just we need to understand that's reality. That's the reality of true love in the spiritual world. We cannot become co-creators. It's God, love, created God in such a way that there is a way for us to become co-creators. We're not animals. And it's necessary. It's absolutely it would be impossible for us to be like God if we did not have free will and free will and a choice. A choice of it's the defining nature of goodness of a person that chooses goodwill. It's the defining nature of goodness. So in order for goodness to be established, there must be, every person needs to choose. And when it's here, it's when we don't have the example before us, then it's maybe we could even say, oh, it's 50%. It could be as much as 50% that a person could choose. Well, it feels so good. I mean, I see there's an opportunity to control, because Lucifer saw Adam and Eve and that they were going to belong to God. And Lucifer chose the selfish way to unite with Eve. And that was a physical temptation. And that's why the physical body has been so abused throughout history, because it's not owned by God. Our bodies are, we were not the owners of Kanyang. We were not We lost our dominion when the fall happened. And now, because of Reverend Moon completing his life in the dominion of and winning for the sake of others, in other words, winning for mankind the heavenly dominion, then we all can walk into heaven. It's like that, like it said a couple videos ago. Step into the light. That's number one. Step out of the room. There are many doors. Just step out. And we do that by welcoming our own suffering and inviting it. If we feel some threat, then we welcome it. We welcome the threat and actually pray and wish for our own torture and suffering. That's something that not everybody is going to understand right away or want to do, especially maybe right away. But when we understand that fear is the contrary realm, it's the dark realm controlling us. If we respond to fear, if we are fearful, but if we instantly switch into, that's it, my purpose is to live for the sake of others. My purpose is, instead of, if there's a threat, and I become the object, if I make myself the object of that threat, then it is like choosing goodwill over evil. Because I am doing it for the sake of another. Not everyone can have a threat. There are only a limited number of threats that the dark realm can propose to goodness. And they are all fraudulent. None of them is true or real. None of them is a reason to be fearful, a good reason to be fearful. So, that's good we established that. So, step into the light. Yeah, that's what we're doing every day. So that's where we came from. And now our source is the heavenly realm, from Reverend Moon and from true love and God and Reverend Moon. Thank you, Reverend Moon. And actually, they are in this realm. We are 7% of the time, because today we were heaven at 7%. 7% of the time, we are 100% united with this true love realm where God and Reverend Moon are dwelling, and all mankind in the spiritual world. There is a process to restore every single human being. Okay, as a parent, we know how much we care for our children. God cares for every single human being because every single human being is his child. So there is a plan to restore every single human being into the heavenly realm, to become the owner of Chanukah. So Reverend Moon is proceeding on that path of restoration. He has established the realm of heaven for all people to enter. That is the whole purpose of his life. And he had to go through very many things and establish very many things in God's stead, because God doesn't have arms and legs and can walk the earth. But a human does. Every person can be on earth in God's stead and make God happy by living for the sake of others and sharing God's love in a family. So, it's 33 minutes and 50 seconds. Video 33. And at this point we might listen to some music, but we're not going to, because otherwise YouTube was so nice. They said they're not going to strike my account in community guidelines or in whatever the other one is. Oh, copyright something, but it said something anyway. So anyway, someday soon, YouTube in less than 100 and however many days, 173 more days. Today's the 7th of July, roughly. YouTube will belong to Chanukah, and there will be no community guidelines. There will be no anything. People, mothers and fathers, don't censor each other. It's not human. It's not a human need. The contrary realm is not human. It's inhuman. That means everybody that's born human is not naturally of the contrary realm. So, now that we've established that, we have our own realm. Yes. Today, we live in Chanoguk. We live in the heavenly realm. And we occupy it 7% because it's our thinking that allows us, and the relationship from our thinking that we establish each day with God. Now that we have our foot in the door, and we are quickly getting in the door, and the door is actually opening at the same rate that we have ourselves inside it, the heavenly realm, then we have all the answers. We have every answer. Heaven has all the answers, and it has the plan for all mankind's restoration. Not 1,000 years down the road. No, we're not. Reverend Moon did not live his life in order for 1,000 more years of hell to go by. No. The plan is today. Yeah. And it says in the 8th pledge, having entered the completed testament age. That means the age of which all testaments complete themselves. In other words, and it proves in the World Scripture book that all the religions look forward to a fulfillment, a time of heaven. So, no matter what religious person we are, then the completed testament age, in the Bible's case, in the Christianity's case, it's the Old Testament, the New Testament, and then the completed testament. So, yeah. So we are in that age. We are in the age of our own, we are here in heaven, as the song says. Here in heaven. Hey, we could sing our own songs. We could sing all the songs we want, and then they won't. They're computers. Although actually that warning that I was sent about using copyrighted music, and it had, it was about a two long sentence warning that stated the same owners of the music over and over about 4 times. I'm not kidding. That this person owns the music you were playing, and whatever. Anyway, it was kind of legal in slightly legalese, and so it was, it just loses me in about one word. But it did say, if it's you playing that music, then you have to go to the change your settings on your YouTube. AdSense. That's right, your ad, because I applied for AdSense because I looked at a video yesterday, and this guy, it's a real estate video, and anything having to do with money and banking is going to be incredibly well rewarded, right? Because they want people to worship money and banking and being rich. It's like the ultimate, goal that the contrary realm wants to put before God's children, is that, oh, money, oh, if I only had more money, oh, money is the solution to everything. And it's actually the cause of all evil doings. It's the control, the creation of money in the first place is to remove the ability of people helping each other. Yeah, that makes money insanely horrible and just inhumanly horrible, and it needs to be removed immediately. The use of money. Yeah, and control of it. We could make, and if we just unleash it, all we have to do is let the bank be a place where people can go make withdrawals, and you don't need an account, and the problem is fixed. It's real simple. Yeah. Okay. And then, of course, after that, we realize, what's the purpose of money? There is no purpose of money. Okay, we don't, It's just a whole big scam to take our eyes off heaven. But now, since Reverend Moon made it clear, has one heavenly realm for all mankind, then we can chainsaw. That's good. But I will take a minute. Let's see. So I'm going to close the door. We'll still hear that chainsaw, but it'll be a little bit quiet. He's probably right here on this property, but yeah. Yeah, because there's a whole bunch of junk over there. Maybe they're taking it away today. So, why is my head tilted this way? Oh, it's not like a mirror, that's why. Yeah. It's kind of hard. Anyway, anyway. So, yes. I'm excited for us. I am so excited because we are actually walking in the realm where God and True Father are and making perfect oneness with them every single day. So by the end of this year, by the end of this year, we are going to understand the process of the salvation of all mankind. We have a mind, it's equal. Our mind is equal with God's mind. If God is our creator and we are made in the image of God, then we are created to inherit 100% of God's understanding and knowledge. Maybe not 100% oneness. And then God, and then we are all omnipotent and omniscient and all that. I guess. But we are not God. God is a great being. Love created God and can be greater, but can have oneness with us. And God wants us to become better than himself. And that's the way we do it, by inheriting the heavenly realm and living for the sake of others and choosing goodness. Even no matter how long it takes, it has to come, because that's God's plan, and God is the creator of the universe. Yes, the contrary realm occurred unintentionally. It had to be a choice. It had to be a choice, or goodness could not exist. If we do not have the ability to choose goodness, then the relative. Yes. So we're coming to an understanding. It's getting there. The light is coming in. It's like morning. When the sun rises, we start to see. The sun is rising. So, yeah. Video 33. Alright. So video 34 will be 8% of heaven. Heaven at 8%. Video 34 is tomorrow, which will be here. It will be Monday, if I make it on Monday. I skipped a day one day. But we'll keep climbing. If we hit the landing, every 12 feet supposedly there needs to be a landing, and that means about every 24 stairs. Yeah, about every 24 stairs. Because if people fall, that's supposed to stop you from rolling all the way down. That's the code, the Uniform Building Code in the United States. So we could just consider, if we skip a day, like the other day I had to leave so fast when I got up, which could happen again, then it's just like a landing. Yeah, it's a place where we can just have a place to settle a minute. Anyway, so tomorrow, video 34, which would be 8% heaven, today's 7, and so what could be different? We don't know yet. But it is. It's really, as a few days ago, it just occurred to me that these videos are really helping, because they pop into our mind. What we are doing in creating heaven is owning our mind, because our mind is the site where we make 100% oneness with God and understand God fully and completely. That is radical. That is radical. People are not told that at all, that that's possible, but it is. Since Reverend Moon came and won over the contrary realm in his own life, then anyone can follow him. And so I'm here. The purpose of Sunny Moon is to testify to Reverend Moon. Reverend Moon Sun Moon. That's probably why I was directed. I felt directed. I thought I was having a conversation with True Father, with Reverend Moon, when this happened in 2011 or whenever it was, that said, you have to change your name. You cannot do what you need to do in your life with the name, with your old name. So that's when I started to change my name. And as I said, I changed it a few times, but now it's Sunny. So we inherit 100% of God. We're having a direct relationship all the time, 100% of the time, in 100% of our heart and mind. So that's Chanoguk. That is our original homeland. It is a 100%. It is a 100% relationship with God in our mind. So all of our thinking, our knowledge, our intention, our emotions are all united with God. That is so exciting. That's amazing. That is something worth seeking. Yeah, that's something worth seeking. So, and especially, somehow I believe it's happening and possible and actually inevitable. Yeah. Because if someone saves you from something, and the only reason you needed saving was because there was no one there to save you in the beginning, in other words, mankind in the first family, then once that being is there, and that happens to be Reverend Moon, then there is no possibility of needing to be saved again. In other words, that's the magnitude of what we're upon here. It's being saved from hell, from the contrary realm, and never and forever. Like Reverend Moon said, once true love unites, once you unite. Once a person unites with true love, it never leaves. So, this should be obvious, but yeah, it's so exciting. Oh, it's the stand for my light, which is hanging over my screen, and I looked at it and I was wondering what it was. I thought it was a picture. It's part of a light. Anyway, all right, we're done. Let's meet tomorrow. See you tomorrow. Have a fantastic day. Have a beautiful night. Enjoy true love, God, your family, and heaven. And we're going to see each other very soon. As soon as you click on the next video, which there may or may, anyway. For most people, it will all these videos will be there. I don't know how many, but I'm looking at the videos and they have like 1 view, 0 views, 3 views. I think there's one that has actually more views than 3. But if and when, not if, when, it sounds arrogant and impossible to believe, oh, well, my videos are going to have 7.5 billion views here. Not everybody has a computer. However many computers there are and devices, it's a lot that could log in and watch my videos. Well then, it's completely possible. And, it doesn't have to happen that way. It can happen by maybe 5 people, 1 other person, and then a few other people, in some other way. I do not know. But one thing's for sure, it's going to happen here. We are going to be 100% united with our Creator in heaven, on earth, this year. Alright, stay tuned. Have a great day. Thanks so much for being here. God bless you for all the good you do, and it's amazing. God wants to pick you up and hug you and kiss you forever. I'm sure. Take care. Have a good one. Bye-bye. See you tomorrow.